these people are saying that they did not open the doors.
Then after service mtuambie ni nini hiyo mlikuwa mnajaribu kufanya ama kama mlikuwa under any instructions Sunday. Sasa hiyo tutaki statements.
First of all, I don't know which church you guys go to because I go to CITAM and I can tell you for sure that there
We do not go to churches on this channel.
He stayed on at the gate until 1:30 a.m.
Welcome back manze to the Radar Files. I am your host Kamakawa. Your friend. Manze, it is the bitter things in life that matter. And on today's video, let's be honest, for years, the churches in Kenya have been too quiet about the suffering that is happening in the streets, or they have been too loud about the politics that they do not practice. But now, Gen Zs have flipped the tables. CITAM, one of the biggest churches in Kenya, has found itself amidst the scandal protest that is going on. Join the 1% of this channel by clicking the subscribe button down below so that whenever I post a fire video like this one, you will be notified. And without further ado, tunaanza like this. Ala. Those are young people. It looks like they are rebuking the Christian religious direction, and they are upholding the Islam movement, because there is rumors that this particular church CITAM, they had actually opened their doors to protesters who are going to seek refuge whenever things could turn sour. But these people are saying that they did not open the doors. What do you think? Hiyo ndio Kenya tunatackle in this video. Is this true? Is this rumors? Are they just are these churches just trying to get clout?
This Sunday we will be occupying CITAM. We want to have a word with the pastor. Tunataka tuelezee reason ya kufukuza hawa watu ni nini. Atuambie moving forward vile anataka kuishi na Wakenya, kwa sababu as much as we are fixing the country, we also need to fix the churches. Hatuachi kitu yote nyuma. We want to fix every sector in this country. Ndio tuna move wote as a unit. Kanisa iko sawa, serikali iko sawa, politics za nchi ziko sawa, healthcare iko sawa, education iko sawa, kila kitu tunataka kufix tukisonga. So Sunday CITAM tunakujanga wengi, ni kama service, unaona mko hapo kwa barabara, ni kama tutafanya mpaka hapo tutakaa hapo nje, tutafuteni speakers mob, wengine tutakaa pale kwa nini hapo kwa flyover, tunataka kuworship na nyinyi. Then after service mtuambie ni nini hiyo mlikuwa mnajaribu kufanya ama kama mlikuwa under any instructions Sunday. Sasa hiyo tutaki statements. Let's meet on Sunday.
Ni kina nani wanaingia hii round ya CITAM? Because we have seen that the protesters were not only the protesters, kulikuwa pia na goons. Are people going to do to CITAM what they did to the streets? Because they are claiming, if you think about it, that this church rebuked people who were seeking refuge. So this guy is saying that tutakuja tukae hapo nje and we want to hear what you guys want to say for our own ears. Hii inakaa ni PR tu. Kama ni PR, msikuwe mnatubeba ndogo hivyo walai.
He gave instructions, that anybody who needs refuge, and this is on record, that they can be given access. We have done this before last year. When there were demonstrations, there were people who actually got access and were given refuge. Now, our caretaker stayed, because now having been told that sometime in the early evening yesterday, he stayed on at the gate until 1:30 a.m. in the morning, waiting for anybody who may need help. Nobody came. Nobody showed up.
Allah. So, spokesman of the church is saying nobody showed up. Nobody showed up, and the person they had left there stayed there up to 1 a.m. So, what are these other people saying? In cloud chasing, ama someone is just trying to tarnish CITAM's name. Juu CITAM is a very big church. Watu wanasemanga watu wenye wanaendaga CITAM wanakuwaga na maziwa mbaya. If you know what I mean. These people are loaded. These people have bucks. These people have dollars. Ukisikianga CITAM unasikianga tu ile sign ya ile effect ya do. Unasikianga tu ching. You get it? But what's the role of the church in this whole thing that is happening in our country? Do you think the church should take a stand? Do you think they should pick a side and support the side that they are seeing as fit, as chosen by the Most High? What do you think? The church is a very critical player kwa hizi vitu za politics, because if you think about it, we were introduced to this political system through the churches. Haikukuja ati ikaanza tu all of a sudden tuko kwa political system yenye iko na currency, iko na debt and everything. It all started with the churches. So if the churches could take a stand, if they could decide who they have allied with, even as a clear a lot of things that are being speculated in these streets. Juu sasa tutajua who is causing all this protest, who is causing all this chaos and interfering with people's businesses, because that's the major thing. We cannot figure out what is happening and who is doing all this. Some people are saying the government is fighting itself. Other people are speculating that watu wenye hawayuko kwa government, they are the ones orchestrating this, and by watu hawayuko kwa government, I mean even the people who are running businesses. Kwa sababu finance bill ilikuwa inawafinyilia. Now those people are fueling protest, ndio wafanye kitu kaa hiyo. In a previous video that I covered, tuliona hizi protests zinakuwa even funded by international corporations. The hand might be coming from outside. Na tukiendelea hivi kineza umana. Before I give you my 2 cents vya kineza umana, let's proceed with the video a little bit more.
First of all, I don't know which church you guys go to, because I go to CITAM, and I can tell you for sure that there
We do not go to churches on this channel, man.
are very many burials where CITAM has been involved, not just to preside over the burial, but also to be in support with the person who has lost their loved ones. I don't know which testimonies you guys have. I don't know what you're actually looking for with this kind of post, because sijui kama mnataka tukue tunaenda burials tukue tumevaa regalia za CITAM. I don't know if you guys also want us to start those hula balloons and funny things that you see around burials, mara professional mourners, mara sijui which fights, which what. I really don't understand. I can't understand. I'll tell you for free. CITAM is one of the churches that preaches a lot about brotherhood and sisterhood, being together, being there for one another, looking out for your neighbor. Actually, hizi vitu zingine zenye sijui kuenrich pastors, sijui kufanya nini pastors and so on. It's not.
Ati CITAM is about brotherhood and sisterhood. Our brothers, our sisters, they have been gunned down during this protest. What will you do if it was your brother or your sister? Will you be there going to the wanasema nini mazishi ama zinaitangwaje, to the burial? Will you just attend the burial and say you are supporting? From what I think, our colonizers, they taught us one major and very critical thing. What they taught us is the church is where you program people and how you wish on how you wish them to to express themselves in the streets, sindio? When you think about those old times when our elder people, they tell us these stories, they will tell you that even in our own cultures there was something known as taking an oath, and when people could take this oath, it could be reflected in the streets because it was being imposed by the spiritual leaders of our cultures. Now, these churches, they are supposed to be the spiritual leaders of our culture, but what kind of teachings are they inputting upon us when the boot is on our face? They are telling us, oh, be calm, love your neighbor. If you are slapped on one side, turn the other cheek so that they may slap you. If nonsense, man, that is all nonsense. I think they should start preaching more about even though siendagi church or lie, I think they should start teaching more about Kina David, how cities were conquered, how they surrounded, how Joshua surrounded, ilikuwaje inaitwaje nikana ama ilikuwa inaitwa nini, they blew the trumpets and the walls fell off. Even though I think hizo vitu zote ni science. If you want an episode about religious and science, let me know down in the comments below. But on this point, I will not digress. The point is, these churches, they need to program the people to focus more on the needs that they are actually inatuuma. But a big question is, hawa watu wenye wako CITAM, do you think they are being affected by these protests? Are they the people with businesses in these streets? Do you think they are the ones? Do you think they are the people who are suffering in poverty? Let me know what you think.
Allegations were actually false. They are not true. We have done an investigation doing that. We have looked about city, we have looked everywhere. We have interviewed all the relevant people, and nobody came here seeking refuge.
Nobody.
So that incident that they came and got away is actually false and not true. Consequently, our deputation has issued a statement which I would like to read very quickly, so that we can get to know where the church stands at this matter. So the subject of this statement is our stand on justice, human dignity, and allegations against CITAM value. As CITAM or Christ is the Answer Ministries, we firmly uphold the sanctity of life and categorically oppose all forms of violence, including the shedding of innocent blood, extrajudicial killings, rape, corruption, poor governance, and other social ills. It is our policy to unreservedly support justice, human dignity, and a good governance in our nation. On 18th of June 2025, our presiding bishop issued a public statement titled Concerns over the Bloodletting of the Innocent in the Country, where he affirmed the constitutional right of Kenyans to peacefully assemble and express their grievances through picketing. Furthermore, CITAM acknowledges and respects the participation of its members in demonstrations held yesterday, June 25th, 2025, in memory of those who lost their lives during last year's protests against the 2024 finance bill. We have noted with concern allegations circulating on social media platform X, claiming that demonstrators seeking refuge were turned away by security personnel at CITAM Valley Road, one of our assemblies. In response, we wish to clarify the following. Number one, based on our security record and a thorough review of CCTV footage, there is no evidence that any person approached the premises seeking refuge on the said date. Therefore, no individual was denied entry. Secondly, we received calls by people who wanted help, and we directed them to CITAM Valley Road. We were ready for them throughout until 1:30 a.m. and no one showed up. No one came for help. Number three, CITAM Valley Road was not easily accessible during the protests as surrounding roads were barricaded, which made it almost impossible for a demonstrator to get to CITAM Valley Road. Number four, it is our policy and practice that the doors of all our CITAM assemblies remain open to anyone in need of help. We regularly assist members of the public in times of crisis without discrimination. Number five, we have a track record in humanitarian and disaster response. Through our social action and advocacy department and our local assemblies, CITAM has consistently responded to emergencies and national crises, including the Embakasi fire tragedy, the Mai Mahiu flood disaster, and drought relief efforts in various regions of the country. It is within our mandate, policy, and practice to embrace the vulnerable and needy in society. We deeply value the lives and dignity of all Kenyans. As a church, we remain committed to being salt and light in the nation, guided by the teachings and compassion of our Lord Jesus Christ. We stand with all Kenyans for truth, justice, and unity as we work toward a more just and peaceful society. And this has been issued by our Deputy Bishop, that is the Reverend Justice Mugambe. Unfortunately, on social media, it's very difficult sometimes to trace the source of certain information. So we have no idea, but we are also not interested in pursuing to know who actually issued that particular allegation. We leave them to go. They have their own reasons why they may have done that. Maybe they were misinformed. We do not know, but whoever it is, it will be good for them to
they are not interested in knowing who was circulating this kind of misinformation. And I think whatever he has just read is a very lukewarm stance, given that you have just heard my point. The point is, these churches, these churches, they should take a forefront. They should be at the forefront, manze. Ama ishughuli yote you affect. At the end of the day, we see politicians, they make money, ama they get the money wherever they get it. Then they go to the churches and donate. Kuna time tuliona umse fulani saidia wakale, ali donate karibu 20 million. Anaitagwa nani na vya siku hizi amefura wala amenona. Sikumbuki jina yake vizuri, but he donated 20 million mse. Can you imagine? Iko nini alikuwa anamuingililia akisema amevaa bag karibu ya 2000 USD na watu wake they are suffering. Anyway, other than that, our churches wamefikiwa venye tuliona in Tanzania, whatever was happening in Tanzania, if they try to preach those kinds of things that open your mind, watakujiwa, because that was happening in Tanzania. Or should we stand like Burkina Faso and decide to abolish all these kinds of nonsense and just create our own systems again? Yes, it's going to be rough, but me, I don't know. What do you think? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. YouTube thinks you might be interested in the video on your screen at the moment. Click on that video so that we may continue to connect.